Good morning, children. Welcome to Nelson School Distant Education System. In the previous session, we have started with the simple synthesis, participle, and then in the next session, we did with the helping verbs. So, in this current session, we'll be doing the another form of the synthesis of simple statements. Now, let us go for the meaning once again. Synthesis means the combination of number of simple sentences into one new sentence. That one new sentence could either be simple, compound, or complex. So in this session we'll be doing infinitive. Simple synthesis, this was the categorization that I've shown you, participle, helping verbs, and today in this session we'll be going for the infinitive. Now it is what rules you have to follow or what steps you have to follow for joining the sentences into an infinitive. So step number 1 is two different or more than two different statements will be given to you. You have to circle the verb in the former statement or the statements. If there are three statements, you have to have three finite verbs. Out of that two finite verbs, you will change into non-finite. Use infinitive to. Now this also, children, we have taught you to plus verb. So the verb that is used with to is always used in its first form or the root form. Then synthesize the statements into one statement. Make sure to use only one finite verb because it is simple synthesis. Number 1, I speak the truth. I'm not afraid of it. So in number 1, the verb is speak. Then I am afraid. Two finite verbs, but if you look at the verb in the former part, so it's speak. Okay, so it becomes I am not. You cannot write I speak the truth to not afraid. So why aren't you afraid? Because you speak truth always. So it is I am not afraid. This I'll keep as it is. With this verb, I'll be using to. Now when I use to with the verb, so it becomes non-finite verb. So it is I am not afraid to speak the truth. Next is he did not have even a rupee with him. He could not buy a loaf of bread. So it is did have and then it is could buy. Okay, so but could model it's itself a finite verb, but the verb that is used after the model is a non-finite verb. Now I'll change he did not have even a rupee with him. So usually what we do is we do this. In the former we use, in the latter part we use to to make the verb non-finite. So it will be he did not have even a rupee with him. Now this is same he, so I'll cut he, but it's infinitive. A slight alteration comes. Instead of changing the verb in first, we'll change the verb in the latter form. So it will be he did not have even a rupee with him to buy a loaf of bread. Number 3, the strikers held a meeting. They wished to discuss the terms of employers. So it is held, the first finite verb, then wished. So it becomes the strikers held the meeting. They wished. Now they is used for the strikers, so I'll cut it. Okay, now wished. You have to put to, so the verb comes to the first form. So it becomes the strikers held the meeting to wish to discuss the terms of the employers. Now it is, the strikers held the meeting to discuss the terms of the employers. Number 4, I heard of his good fortune. I was glad of that. So in the former part, the verb is heard and was. Okay. Then it is I was glad to hear about his good fortune. So I'll put to over here and make it here. So it becomes to hear about his good fortune. If we change the latter part, so it becomes I heard of his good fortune, too glad of that. So first you heard it and then you were glad. And for what were you glad? To hear about his good fortune. He is very honorable. He will not break his rule. So it is his and will not. Okay. So you can write he because his adjective is used, children. Okay. So whenever adjective is used, you have to use to. That shows the degree and to. So it becomes he is too honorable to break his rule. Okay. I'll put to over here. So there is no need to use he will not. Fine. Next. I had no money, I could not give anybody. So it is had and could not give. Okay. So what we'll do is it is give. So I'll put to over here. Okay. So I had no money, simply begin to give anybody. Okay. He has 3 sons, he has to educate them. Now has and has. Okay, now it is to educate. You can see, children, here it is already to educate. So it will be he has 3 sons to educate them. He is very weak. He cannot run. So now, children, you can see again adjective is used. So I'll be using T-O-O-2. Okay, so he is too weak to run. Next, number 4, man works day and night. He has to support his family. So works is the verb in the finite verb in the former part. He has to support his family. So has is the second finite verb. Now what we'll do is, if I keep this as it is, now this is to support again, you could see here. Okay. So it is man works day and night to support his family. Neeta is very poor. She cannot carry on her studies. First thing is cannot. Next thing is adjective is used. So what I'll be using, children? T-O-O-2. So it sounds, Neeta is too poor to carry on her studies.